Hey everyone, my name is Riley, and in this video I'm going to discuss whether you should use Kajabi for email marketing. So I'll go through what Kajabi's email marketing is and what it does, how it compares to some third-party email tools, when you should use it, when you shouldn't use it, and my overall recommendation with this. So what I would say first of all is if you are looking at Kajabi as primarily an email marketing tool and you don't want to sell courses, you don't want to sell a coaching program or create a digital product, you don't want to create a website with Kajabi, you're just looking at this as an email marketing tool, then I wouldn't recommend this. The reason for this is simply integrations. Like, you're really going to struggle to connect Shopify, if you're an e-com brand, to Kajabi just to do your email marketing. It's possible if you use something like Zapier, but it just adds a lot of friction to it, and it's really unnecessary. So as I say, if you're just looking at this as an email marketing tool, not as a software to sell a product, create a website, and something that is an all-in-one product, then yes, it's just not a very good idea to do this. On the other hand, if you are already using Kajabi and you are still paying for a third-party email marketing tool and you're wondering, like, can I just get rid of this? Can I move over to Kajabi? Or alternatively, you might be where I was a few years ago, where you're paying for a bunch of different tools, right? You're paying for like a website builder like WordPress, you're paying for a platform to sell your courses like Teachable, and you're also paying for an email marketing tool, and you're thinking of switching over to Kajabi to save money. Then once again, it might be a good idea, and I will explain this throughout this video. So jumping into this, the biggest benefit that you are going to find with Kajabi rather than a third-party email marketing tool is simply going to be the price. So if we are using Kajabi right here, let's say that we are on the basic plan. This is $150 per month, right? And with this, we get email marketing functionality, but we also get the benefit of we don't have to pay for a website builder. We don't have to pay for a course selling platform. Everything is included, including the email marketing. And if we look at third-party tools, like let's say we are using something like Teachable. So let's say on Teachable, we're on the Pro plan. We don't want to be messing with this 5% transaction fee. We're paying $159 per month straight out of the gate. And this is without a third-party email marketing tool, which we need because Teachable doesn't have this. Then with these, remember 10,000 contacts is what we are going to be paying for. So if we go to this on one of these third-party email marketing tools, this is like $100 per month. This is in pounds, so this is $100 per month. With something like Aweber right here, we can move this up to 10,000 contacts. And we are pretty much paying right here almost the same price that we are paying for Kajabi, just for the email marketing tool. And then we have to buy like the course selling platform, we have to buy the website builder on top of this. So purely from a price perspective, it makes a lot of sense to just do your email marketing with Kajabi. Now, is Kajabi's email marketing tool as good as a third-party email marketing software? And I would say to this, yes and no. For some of them, Kajabi is much better. For others, the email marketing tool has a little bit more things that you can do with this. But what I would say is with Kajabi, it does all the basics really, really well. Like, the main things that you would buy an email marketing software for, Kajabi can do this just as well. So if I go into Kajabi right here, this is just a demo account, but we can see I have a few test email campaigns that I was messing around with right here. What we can do is we can create either broadcasts or email sequences. This is the main thing that you're going to be looking for, even with these high-end email marketing tools that you're paying hundreds of dollars per month for. So of course, an email broadcast is like a one-off email that you just send out to your list. It's not an email sequence. We don't have everything stacked up, but we can also create an email sequence. So if I just go in here and we'll call this a demo email test, just like this. In here, we can choose the templates, and this is, I would say, this is probably the biggest downside to Kajabi, is the templates aren't going to be the best. This is another reason why if you're an e-commerce brand, if you need like super well-designed emails, then something like Klaviyo is going to be much better for this. So this is Klaviyo right here. This is like the biggest, most popular email marketing tool that e-com brands use. And you can see just straight away the difference in the design of these templates is crazy, right? But with that being said, if you are a course seller, you don't need these crazy designed emails. All you need for selling courses, for selling programs, for selling coaching is these simple text emails, which Kajabi does exceptionally well. So what we would do is we could just set this to day 0. So somebody fills up the opt-in page that we have, of course, created with Kajabi. Everything is internal, which is why this makes so much sense. We don't have to connect up a bunch of different programs. Everything is in the same place. We can sell our course. We can create our landing pages. We can do our email marketing all through Kajabi. Like, this is the main benefit of this software. So we could go through, we could just call this welcome email. I'm not actually going to create an email sequence here. I'm just going to show you the example. So we could go through and just type this out. And then we could click on save. And then from here, we have the first email that is immediately going to be sent when somebody signs up to our email list, when somebody buys our course, whatever the situation is. Then we can go down and we can add a second email right here. We can say that this is going to go out on day 1 at midday. And we could say this is your free gift. This is what they signed up for. And then once again, we can go through and type out this email. And this is going to be saved through. And this is like a generic email sequence. The main thing that you are going to be buying a third-party email marketing tool for. And it's just all inside Kajabi. And then what we can do is we can do automations. So with this, we can add triggers and we can say, well, when is this going to be triggered? When is somebody going to be added to this email marketing sequence? So we could go in and we could, of course, say when a form is submitted right here. We have a lot of different options for triggers. So you can see we can add and remove tags. This is probably the biggest thing that we are looking for when we are doing automations, and Kajabi has this. But we can do like assessment is completed. These are things that are internal inside of Kajabi. When an email sequence is complete, you can move people into different sequences. We can also take care of list hygiene. As you can see right here, people have been inactive. We can tag them as inactive by using the tags right here. We can send people emails when an offer is purchased and all of these things right here. So let's just say that this is when somebody fills out my ebook form, this is my lead magnet. They are then going to be added into this email sequence right here. Then we can go down to automations, and this is where we can really take things to the next level and start adding tags and things like this. So in the automation section, we can say when somebody has been inactive, let's create an inactive list. When they've been inactive for 30 days, then what we are going to do is add a tag right here. And then I already have inactive created, but to create a new tag, we would just go ahead and type in inactive right here. And then we can add people into this automation. We can add this tag when they've been inactive. And then what we could do is we could add them to a specific email list. So we can say when a tag is added right here and the tag is going to be inactive, then we are going to add them to a specific email list that is for inactive people. Now, I already have this created. As I said, this is my demo account, so I know what I'm doing here. But we can essentially go subscribe them to an email list, and then we can subscribe them to the inactive email list that we can create in campaigns. So we can just go ahead and save this once again. I already have this automation, so that is absolutely fine. But you get the idea. We can create all of these automations. We can create different email campaigns and send them out. The biggest downside to this, as I say, is simply going to be if you're like e-commerce, if you're selling on Shopify and you're purely looking at this as an email marketing tool, I wouldn't recommend this. But if you are using Kajabi already, but you're still paying for expensive third-party tools, I would recommend just getting rid of them. It is going to be a bit of a pain to like export all of your contacts and bring them into Kajabi, but you absolutely can do this. So to do this, all you would have to do is you can go to whichever email marketing tool you are using, let's say MailChimp, and you would just go into your subscribers, right? You would go into your email list and there's going to be a button that says export. So you want to export them as a CSV file, and we'll ask you like, how do you want to export them? Whichever email marketing tool you are using, export as a CSV. And then what we can do is we can go into contacts right here and we can say add contacts, and you can see import CSV. So you just grab the CSV file that you took from your other email marketing tool, and all we have to do is drop this in here, and it will take all of your contacts from the old tool that you had, and it will bring them into Kajabi. So that's a super easy way to go about things if you are using a third-party tool. And then once again, if you are considering like actually moving your full business over to Kajabi, this is a fantastic idea as well. This will save you a lot of money. It will make things so much easier. That's what I did about 2 years ago. Now, if you are thinking of moving over to Kajabi, the standard trial, if you just go to the Kajabi website, is a 14-day free trial, but I can give you an offer of an extended 30-day free trial of Kajabi if you do want to sign up. On top of this, I will also give you access to the Holden Academy Elite package, which includes 2 of my courses. One of them will teach you how to use Kajabi. The second course will teach you how to make 10K per month with digital products, and you also get access to my digital product community. So you get all of those courses for completely free just for signing up through my link. And with that link, you also get the extended 30-day free trial. But to finish off, that is basically Kajabi's email marketing, whether you should use it or not. If you found this video valuable, don't forget to smash that like button and tap that subscribe button. And until next time, take it easy.